everyone ready?
Yep.
Alright, Cola, you have the floor.
Yay. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
Wow, you guys totally left me up there.
I told you our master plan of, moving down to Aphid.
I'm used to getting dragged.
Oh.
We can always be there for you.
Okay. Let's meet at the payload.
Where is that? I've never heard of such a thing. Said every DPS main.
Do you play Genji that you have never heard of the payload?
I need healing real bad right now.
Alright. Everyone here?
Yep.
Ah, so many rectangles. Okay. So. First question of the day. Is anyone here... Does anyone have any kind of experience with Reinhardt? Or you just have been constantly forced in random competitive games to play Reinhardt?
Only mystery heroes.
I've tried to play him well, but it's failed most of the time.
Okay. So nobody is... Like, Reinhardt is not on the hero roster of most people here. Okay. So I'll just go into, from the basics. Okay, so... The first thing that you have to know when you're going to play Reinhardt is that you have to ask yourself if you really had to play Reinhardt. Because there's this misconception that every game must have a Reinhardt. Because of mostly his shield. That's not true. Not every game requires a Reinhardt. And you are not forced to play Reinhardt. You have to... And the answer of yes, I have to play Reinhardt or no, I won't play Reinhardt relies on first, your team comp. The main characteristic of Reinhardt is the shield. And if your team doesn't have anything to stand behind the shield and specifically shoot behind the shield, you're useless. If your team has, for example, Genji and a Pharah as DPS, and the off-tank is D.Va, they're all very mobile. They won't stand behind your shield, it's pointless. So who are you going to shield? Are you shielding the walls and the piñatas? That's pretty pointless. So there is no reason for you to play Reinhardt in those scenarios. There are better tanks for those scenarios. The same goes for the enemy team. If you're being dived, as the current meta of the dive comp, Winston, D.Va, Genji, Tracer, Pharah, there's nothing you can do with your shield against those people. Absolutely nothing. You're gonna be shielding and turning around trying to stop the occasional Genji star and just dying. And you're gonna look also slightly sad while doing that. So, the first thing is ask yourself, do you really have to play Reinhardt? If your team is actually going to be using your shield, alright, go ahead and play Reinhardt. So, now that you have actually decided to play Reinhardt, how does he work? Okay, so, the main attack, the hammer swing. The hammer takes 1 second per swing, does 75 points of damage, and this is melee damage, so it cannot be stopped by shields. It technically cannot be stopped by pretty much anything except the Zarya Bubble or the Genji Reflect. So it doesn't technically reflect it, it just stops it. So, if you want to hammer things, you can be almost absolutely sure that you're going to hit them. It's about a 120 or 130 degree angle in front of you. So it's going to hit everything in its path for 75 points damage. Yeah, a Genji reflecting your swing, it's going to stop it. And the Genji is going to be slightly moved to the side, but he won't receive damage, and neither will you.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when Genji reflects your melee, does that disrupt your melee animation as well, or do you get to continue?
No. Sub, can you switch to Genji?
Yep.
And reflect people's swings.
Yeah. Expecting way too much out of
Okay.
my Genji. I will try.
In the meantime, that Genji, I mean, Sub needs healing in the meantime. When that happens, your second, there's a Genji. You can practice with this, with my TA, Sub, who needs healing.
Try and hit me.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
now I'm gonna die, yeah.
Don't hit her too much. She always needs healing. So you can, yeah, he could use some healing. So the thing is that it won't interrupt your melee animation. Just negates the damage. It's
it.
that and the Saria bubble.
Okay, go ahead.
Everything-
Cabbage, hit me. Okay. I can only do one. I can only do one.
Okay,
I need healing,
so,
guys. Where's our healer?
that is the main hammer. So, Fire Strike. Fire Strike is a very slow projectile. It does 100 damage, exactly 100, and goes through absolutely everything except a Saria bubble, who would stop it and absorb the damage. And of course, the Genji Reflect will reflect it towards your team. Fire Strike is the main tool that you will use to charge your own ult. How? With the conga line. Sub,
Yes.
can you pretend that you are the enemy Reinhardt coming from the spawn trying to attack me?
Do you want me to switch? Here, 1 second.
Yes, because you now need healing. Stop needing healing for a second. Thank you. Alright, so let's say that we are all defensive Reinhardts, and we are going to see that the enemy Reinhardt is going to come.
I'm on my way. Yes.
Alright.
What?
This is gonna be the enemy Reinhardt, right? So, where is the rest of his team usually?
Behind him.
Usually, the rest of his team is in a beautiful conga line directly behind him. So, Fire Strike is gonna be your main tool for charging your ult. Aim at the general direction of the Reinhardt himself. It goes through all the players and everything except for map things like payloads and walls. So if you have a Reinhardt on your team, don't stand directly behind them in the beginning of every team fight, because you will get Firestruck. Every enemy hit by Firestrike is going to give you 11% ult. So, if you Fire Strike blindly in the general direction of the enemy team and you get 44%, there's 4 people behind that. It's 3 people plus the Reinhardt. So it's a great way to charge your ult. If you can actually time your Fire Strike correctly, you can also destroy the Junkrat Riptires. Because Riptire actually has 100 health. Any questions regarding Fire Strike or the main hammer? No? Okay. Please follow me. Alright. Next thing. The range of the hammer. Alright, the hammer is really, really big and long, and that sounded better in my head.
Wow.
The range of the hammer is actually long enough to hit things above you. Okay? Yes, Torb is sad. Torb's hammer is not really that big. So you can actually hit people that high. You just have to look at them and hammer them. So there are a couple places that nobody kinda knows that that hammer can reach. For example, in Route 66, when you are attacking the first point and the enemy team is usually above the how you call that thing? Gas station?
Yes.
If you're the attacking Reinhardt and you jump on the payload, you can hit everyone on the roof with your hammer because it's that big. Okay. Next ability of Reinhardt is the ability that usually gets you killed the most. The charge.
You mean the most fun, right?
Yeah, it's the most fun. It's also the one that's probably going to get you killed. As a personal way of playing Reinhardt, like a personal style, if you want to call it, I personally try to use it as the least I can. Why? Because when you charge, you have to visualize where your charge is gonna end. If that place is behind enemy lines, you'll die. Yeah, I'm sure you probably killed a Lucio, you probably killed like Zenyatta or the random supports that usually get your charges. But you'll die. And your team has no tank. The best way of charging is making the charge as short as you can. So be unpredictable and try to do your charges really, really short. Exactly, something like that. The charge animation in itself, the charge animation of the beginning and the end of charge is gonna... It's like a quote-unquote stun. You are locked in the animation, so the quicker you're out of that animation, you'll be able to actually attack again.
And the only way to get out of the charge is by hitting something. Or obviously,
Exactly.
if an Honest leaps you or McCree stuns you, that's different, but you can't like hit shift again and stop your charge.
No, there's no way of stopping your charge. It's very, very long. We're gonna switch maps in a bit to demonstrate how long the charge actually is. The amount of damage of the charge, damage of the charge is 300 points of damage for the objective that you actually pinned and charged against the wall. Everything else that it's not charged is gonna be like elbowed away, and it's gonna receive like 50 damage. That's all. So, how to know if the enemy Reinhardt you're charging is gonna die?
Here.
People on what is for me the blue team. Alright.
CQ, Tessin, and Sublane.
Yep. Let's hit each other so you can see our health bars. Can you see the health bars? Alright. That's enough! Don't kill each other! Alright, you can see that some of us still have armor, right? The yellow parts. Yes? Alright. If the Reinhardt you're charging still has armor, he won't die on the charge. If you can see that the enemy Reinhardt has no armor left, the moment you charge him, he will die. Blue team, can you see CQs here?
Yeah?
No.
Oh, wait.
You have a little bit of armor left. There!
Let me change that for you.
I'm sorry, I sacrificed you for the good of the class. Thank you. So, 300 damage means that you can quote-unquote one-shot
Oh, your voice cut out. Cola?
I think I'm lagging.
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I got a little bit of packet loss there. My internet connection is very third-worldy. Okay. So, if you quickly charge in a very short charge, like say against the payload itself or against a very near wall, any hero in game that's not a tank, they will die. If you need to charge the enemy Reinhardt, the best hint that I can give you is that if you don't see yellow armor bars, he will die. Okay? Try to use your charges as short as you can. Please don't charge blindly into the enemy team. You will die, your team will hate you. Okay?
Cool.
Now, please stop hitting Tristan.
Aww.
It was a mistake. Sorry.
Alright. Let's move to... Oh, the other part was a better explanation of it. Let's go! Alright. You look really funny. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna give you a little bit about placement. By the way, CQ, Tustin, and Sub, you can pretty much see that everyone on the blue team doesn't have armor left, so please don't charge them, they will die.
So tempting.
There's a little bit about placement with Reinhardt, which is pretty much the most important skill. However, placement is very map dependent. I can't give you placement tips for every map. It would take about a day. However, there's one very important thing that you have to consider every time, is that you are going to place yourself in such a way that you can first cover your team, second, be able to actually see the enemy team. Shielding a random doorway, it's pretty dumb. And you have to consider that you have to have some cover from where your shield dies, because it will be attacked. In theory, that is. There's a lot of teams that don't really attack shield, and you should be attacking a shield. Pro tip, if you're playing anything that it's not Reinhardt, if you have nothing else to shoot, shoot the enemy shield. So, let's say that you are attacking here in Dorado, and you're moving forward with your team and the payload, right? Please stand like here-ish, so you can see what I'm about to show you. What usually happens is that you are gonna move forward, like this, like, hello, I'm the enemy Reinhardt, and let's say that the enemy team usually are holding up there, right? Let's say that they have a bastion, so you're gonna do this. Hello, I am the enemy. Oh shit, there's a bastion. And by the time you go back into the wall, your shield is gonna die, and you probably have taken some damage, and there might have even shoot someone behind you. Okay? So, from now on, every time you come through a corner, you're not gonna be like doing this. Alright? Don't do that. Peek a corner by doing this. Let me use that. Okay. Come to this corner, put your face on the wall, and use your aiming reticle at the letter A on the spray that I just used there. Come on, everyone! Alright, put your face on the wall and aim at the A and put your shield up. You look super hilarious doing all the same corner.
So many shields.
You can try here if there's too much people on that corner. You can do it if you want.
Any corner, guys. Find a corner.
Any corner. The whole point is just put your face on the wall, looking really stupid. I know it looks really stupid. Put your face on the wall and use the shield. That way you can see what's going to attack your team. So you can tell your team, hey, there's a bastion on top right, or they have a Torbjorn, or they have like a Roadhog or whatever, there's a little bit of shield poking, so your VBS can also poke without being fully exposed. And if they're something disgusting like a Bastion, you have enough time to see it, call it, and retreat. Okay?
Yep.
And also, you are very covered from the enemy Reinhardt's fire strike, so you won't feed too much into his ult. Okay? So don't just expose yourself fully only because you have a shield. There are very many ways to just attack you with a lot of damage. Also, consider that this positioning and many other positionings going through corners and stuff also give you a lot of time to retreat, charge your shield. Okay?
Yep.
Any questions so far? No? Okay. Nope. Okay, let's come to the choke, please. Hello, this is the deadly choke on Dorado. I have seen many teams getting stopped here. I think I can feel you remembering being defeated on this choke on Dorado.
Many times, sadly.
Yeah. By the way, the health packs are respawning like a Sombra hacked them, so you can go and get them.
Just sit on top of it for a second.
Yep, sit on top of them, you'll get a lot of health really quickly. I didn't want it to alter health or cooldowns for the purposes of this exercise. Alright. So, how would you position yourselves in this choke point? Which side would you use as Reinhardt?
I guess
Would you cover the left side? Would you cover the right side? Would you just stand somewhere behind this, what is this? Water fountain? I don't know. What do you think? What is the best place to hold as Reinhardt?
I think it would maybe depend, like sometimes attacking teams go upstairs and attack from these stairs on the right. And I would imagine if that's the case, then you defend on the right side. And then, of course, some teams try to go through the bottleneck, and in that case you would maybe hold the bottleneck?
Yeah. In this case, for example, here, if I am the attacking team, if I am on this, they call it car wash, by the way. If I'm on car wash, I instantly have height disadvantage. So in that case, you have to be here. Don't be on the car wash. Same goes for Gibraltar. Don't stand on the pit. Always try to keep your high ground. And if you're defending here, and your shield's going to be low-ish, if you back up towards this side and you start charging shield, anything coming on this stairwell will shoot you. And if you come here to charge your shield, alright, you're gonna be super covered, but I think your team is pretty much dead. Because there's nothing else there to protect your team in any case. So my tip with positioning here is that when you see your shield is getting low, the need for charging it, my best advice, especially here, is come to this taco stand. That's what it says right here, tacos.
Ooh, tacos.
Tacos and sandwiches. So,
I have a
taco
question.
stand.
You said
Yes?
to recharge your shield, so at what
Yes.
number do you decide?
Yeah, I was getting to that.
Sorry.
Your shield has 2000 HP. I personally never leave it up past 800. When it's reaching 800, and I just tell my team, charging shield. And I start backing up, charging shield, put my shield down, and recharge. You have to tell your team that you're charging your shield. Because that way, your team will stop being behind you and take some real cover. if after you told your team you're charging your shield, they're still up there, and they still insist of grabbing Hanzo arrows with their head, it's on them, not on you.
I have another
Okay?
question. I know that fire strikes can hurt, obviously, people, but does it actually take health away from the Reinhardt shield? The enemy
Yes.
Reinhardt shield? Oh, it does.
Yes. You can stand and alright, let's do a little exercise. Fire strike once through the Reinhardt and once through only the shield. Just find someone on the enemy team and do it.
Oh, cool.
If you fire strike only through the shield, it's gonna take health only from the shield. If you fire strike through the Reinhardt, it's gonna get 100 from the shield and 100 from the Reinhardt. Minus the armor modification values, which is about 5 HP. But in general, it's 100 and 100. Okay?
Thank you.
So that's gonna go through your shield. What else goes through your shield? Winston's Pikachu gun. Symmetra does not go through your shield.
But her balls do, don't they?
Yeah, the Symmetra balls thingies go through your shield. The Symmetra microwave gun, I don't know the official name. Symmetra's microwave gun, if you shield, she's gonna start eating your shield.
Oh.
The same goes for Mei. Mei is gonna freeze your shield first. So you can alternate between shielding and attacking the Mei. What else goes through the shield? I think
Zarya's
that's pretty much
Pokegun?
it. No. Zarya's laser sword, Jedi sword, gets stopped by the shield. So let's say that you have your friendly Diva being pursued by a Zarya, and you shield up and you cut the thing. Melee, yes, melee goes through everything. Not only the enemy Reinhardt's melee, everything else. Okay? So, the most important thing here, position yourself so you can charge your shield, and never let your shield go to 0. If your shield is destroyed, you will automatically yell barrier destroyed for both you and the enemy team, so the enemy team knows that you have no shield and you will get attacked. You're pretty much dead against an organized team when you yell barrier destroyed in the middle of a team fight or at the beginning of a team fight. And the barrier destroyed, it's going to take more time to begin the charge and fully charge 2000 HP than a barrier that is not fully down. Plus, the moment that it's down, if you even if you're spamming the right click, it won't come back up. Because it needs, I think it's about 4 to 6 seconds to even start recharging. So, never let your barrier be actually destroyed. Questions so far?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna like make a little map change here.
No. Payload.
Okay.
Unless you want to come back.
I can come back.
Okay.
1 second. Yes, we will get to the hammer downs. 1 second.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries.
Alright, let's meet at the first point. Who said beer?
Dude,
I
that
want
sounds so
beer.
good right now.
I think that was Reinhardt.
Yeah, that sounds really good right now. Beer?
Might be a little too early for beer though.
Not for us.
I mean, yeah, what time is it on
You.
20 to 9?
You.
Or 20 to 10?
20 to 10.
Yeah.
Wow. Alright. First things first. Yes, beer. This is I think this is a perfect example of the old Overwatch maps. And the old Overwatch maps were designed around Reinhardt because absolutely everything is Reinhardt sized. Every choke point and every door is Reinhardt sized. Doesn't matter where you stand, if you put your shield up, the entire area is covered. It's beautiful. King's Row is exactly the same. So you can take advantage of those things when you're playing Reinhardt. The fact that these old maps are absolutely your size. Okay, so let's make a little exercise so you can understand how incredibly long the Reinhardt charge is. Alright. Sub, get in position.
Yep.
Everyone else, you can stand around here. So you have a nice view of my really, really long charge.
Like I said before, guys, remember me as a hero, okay?
Can you kinda see where I am? Everyone else is really near the mid-lake. Yes? Okay. Who's on my way? Don't... Just for your own good.
No pink.
Don't be there. No, don't try this at home. Sub, can you be a little bit to this side, please?
More to the right.
Alright, yeah. That is how long the charge is.
Oh.
Damn.
If you want to know how to do that, you can come here. Yes, the cliff charge. The cliff charge is very situational. The Volskaya first point cliff charge starts on this lamppost. So, you stand on the lamppost, and you can charge anyone who's standing here. Go ahead, kill me. You have to maneuver a little bit.
That has to be.
You have to be on the enemy team.
Nice.
Yes, it's very important to say hello to your victim the moment you see them go off the cliff.
Whoops.
If you don't say hello, there is no point. It's the most important thing, the hello. Okay, how to tell if your charged victim is actually gonna get charged or just shouldered? Pretty much everyone has ult by now, right? Yeah. Okay. The outer rim of the ult has a circumference where it says like Q, right? Project that diameter vertically through your screen, like making like a rectangle on your screen, vertical. That anything on that area is going to get pinned by you. So it doesn't have to be directly in front of you. It can be to a little bit to the side of your aiming reticle. You will charge it anyway. So the charge hitbox, if you want to call it, is a little bit more forgiving than most other attacks. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, the other point. I'm gonna show you this at the end of this whole thing with a little video, but the other thing that you have to consider when you're Reinhardt is when the team fight is happening and people are shooting things and things are happening, skulls are appearing on your screen. You have to try and balance, be a complete berserk with your hammer and killing things, and shielding your team. Why? Because when you are doing the hammer animation, you're pretty much locked into that animation and until the whole swing ends. So you're very vulnerable while you're attacking. I have seen a ton of Reinhardts go in, hammer away, and eventually die. Maybe securing one kill, but eventually dying and leaving their team without attack. Try to do an exercise when you hammer, shield for a little bit, reposition, hammer, shield, reposition, and so on. It's going to allow you to have a better view of the playing field. It's going to allow you to see who's alive on your team and shield them in the meantime. If there is any DPS hero you have some kind of experience with, for example the people who play Reaper, or the people who play Roadhog, for example, you know how many bullets the enemy has. So Reaper has 8, I believe. So you can actually count them, and by the time he's 7 or 8 bullets and he has to reload, you can attack them and then shield everything else, wait for the reload cycle and attack. That comes from personal experience, mostly. So your sequence of shielding and attacking is your own. I don't pretend to be an expert or anything, just consider not going fully in unless you're nano boosted. And if you are the enemy Reinhardt and your enemy Reinhardt just got nano boosted, you can be completely sure that he's gonna charge in. So what do we do with charging enemy nano boosted Reinhardts? Question.
Charge back?
Not really. If the enemy nano boosted Reinhardt is charging me, and if I can stop his charge with a counter charge, oh yeah, cool. If he's charging me, if he already pinned me, you're dead. There's nothing you can do. The amount of damage plus the nano boost damage is gonna kill you. So if you see a nano boosted Reinhardt, your team has to run. That's the best counter. Like run, purple, or sleep him. Ideally run. You as Reinhardt, you can counter charge him, trying to stop his charge to stop him from getting to your team. This is the part where you become a hero. Actually, you won't be able to kill him. Just assume yourself dead and try to be the best hero you can. The other thing that you can do, if he gets nano boosted near you, let's use Sub. Where are you? Is that you?
Yep, I'm here. Coming out.
Alright. Hello. This is Sub. Let's pretend Sub is very shiny and nano boosted and near me.
I'm always shiny. What are you talking about? I just polished my metal.
If she gets nano boosted near me, I'm gonna do exactly what I'm never supposed to do. Charge her. Charge her as far from your team as you can. If your team has no way of countering the enemy nano boosted Reinhardt, just charge her away. Right, stay there in a corner. Stay away from my team.
That's so mean.
Okay? You're probably gonna die after that. The chances of you dying are extremely high. But it's just you and it's not the rest of your team.
I have a question.
Yes?
You know how I know that a charge does 300 damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if a Reinhardt charges another charging Reinhardt, is the damage for both of them still 300, or does some of them...
No, it's around 200 something. Sub, are you full health?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep. Let's go.
Alright. Do it. Yeah. I am 330 health now.
So how much did you lose?
170.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
it's
you
170.
So if you counter charge a charging Reinhardt, you only take 170 damage instead of 300.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
I think it's 180 or 190, but we still have armor, so it has a little
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, armor value. What you don't want to do is get pancaked. So, when you see one Reinhardt and the enemy Reinhardt, don't be like, guys, stop fighting. No, don't do that. Okay. I have famously pancaked a member of our community 3 times in the single match. She was the support player for the enemy team, and she was doing the best she could to save her Reinhardt, and she ended up pancaked in between both Reins, I think 3 times in the same match.
Wow.
Anything pancaked between Reinhardts that is not a tank, the game is going to consider that you just got pinned against the wall, so you will die. So when you see 2 Reinhardts fighting, don't stand in the middle of them.
Let them
Questions?
call it out. Okay.
Exactly. Like this, like that adorable GIF when they just hammer each other over and over. Just let them be. Okay. Questions so far? All right. Let's go into what is.
Alright.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm very good.
Was there a question?
No. I just charged into somebody by accident.
Okay.
Sure, by accident. Yeah.
Let's go into what is widely considered the second most important ult besides Graviton Surge, Earthshatter. Earthshatter is an ult that, just like Graviton Surge, does very little damage in itself. I think it's 25 damage, so it's negligible. That word is hard. But with sufficient support from your team, it's pretty much a guaranteed team kill if you do it right. The same goes for Graviton. It's not that I like to feel super important as Ryan. Earthshatter is really actually good. Quick pro tip: the only people who will hear the words "hammer down" are you and the enemy team. Your team won't hear that. Your team will only hear a thundery thud on the ground. So you have to call when you're going to Earthshatter. They won't notice it. They have no idea that you're shattering. There is no voice line. The same goes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just building ult.
Oh, sure.
There is no voice line similar to Molten Core. I think it is. Molten Core and the Roadhog ult, you won't be able to hear them if it's the same team. So be mindful of that. Your team really doesn't know that you just Earthshattered. Earthshatter is a cone. Imagine it as a triangle that projects from the middle of your feet, not the hammer touching the ground, from the middle of your feet forward, and it will stun everything in its path. Let's make a little range demonstration here. This one's long enough, I think. Yeah. Please stand on this choke that nobody ever uses. Hello.
I have found the enemy. Come and face me.
Let's stand with me. Sub Earthshatter us.
I don't have it.
You don't
Here.
have it?
No.
Alright.
Here.
Hit us. I think that's enough. You're gonna kill me.
I got it.
Alright. 1 second, I'm gonna heal. Okay. Everyone ready for getting Earthshattered?
From here?
Okay. We might get slightly blocked by objects in the map. Let's go to the point. No, the point is more. It's clearer. Has a clearer line to it. Yeah. Second point. Is everyone going to first point? Okay.
You go to second point.
Alright, let's go second point. Oh my god, I'm gonna get charged! I just saw a bunch of red Reinhardts charging towards me. Okay, let's stand here on
The
this wall.
migrating season.
Yep, the migrating season for the Reinhardts. They go to find beer and glorious combat in other nations. Alright. Stand near the box, I believe. Around this line. Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Go.
Wow.
That's a visual aid.
I'm sorry, stand where you are. Tustin, can you do the same thing from subs position? I missed the big view on that.
Right here.
Sorry. Hold on 1 second. Okay, go ahead. Alright, thank you.
Okay, that is pretty much the maximum-ish range for Earth Shatter. As you can see, it's a cone, and no, Earth Shatter can climb small elevations. This elevation, excuse me?
It can hit anything as long as you're below 2 meters, right?
Yes. It can climb small elevations. We are gonna be going back to Dorado because it's the best visual aid I could find in a little bit. So you can understand the actual elevation for Earth Shatter. 1 second, please. I really need the full Skya for those really long charges. Questions so far?
Nope.
Traveling to Dorado.
Alright, let's meet on the payload. Why is Reinhardt always so happy? If you had access to beer and a gigantic golden hammer, would you not be happy? I know I would.
He's happy because of German engineering, right?
Yes, precision German engineering.
Yep.
Also, glorious combat. Hello. I have come to farm old from you.
Yep. Alright, what's that for me?
Thank you. You can go back to spawn to heal. Alright. Okay. We're gonna do it both teams. Anyone on subs team, does any of you have ult?
No.
I can farm it.
Yes, please do.
Come here, guys. Meet my hammer. Run away before I kill you, though.
Alright, I need someone on red team to have... we need both teams with ult, okay. I'm gonna be right there with you in a second, I'm healing.
I love how you guys go for the same health packs.
Okay. Please, let's meet on the payload once everyone is healed. Okay? Alright. Subs team, please. I need 1 person on the lower side of the payload and 2 people on the highest parts of the payload. Tustin, can you stand on this flat surface here, please? There. Okay. Everyone has view of the payload?
Yep.
Alright. This is the best visual aid I could find to show the how Earth Shatter climbs through things. Don't put your shield up. So, that is the maximum elevation. The lowest part of a payload. Anything above it won't get Earth Shattered. Okay?
Got it.
We can do it on the other side. Red team, get out of my payload. Everyone else, get out.
You're red team. What are you talking about?
No, they're red team, right? Everyone else can be dancing on payload and nothing will happen. Okay? So, that's maximum elevation for Earth Shatter.
I have a question.
Yes?
What if there's someone standing exactly where Zanar is right now, and you Earth Shatter the bottom part of the payload?
Like here.
Yeah.
That would be
That'd be close.
based on the line of sight way that Earth Shatter works. If you actually do this, the only ground, quote unquote, would be the rest of the payload in itself. You would be basically wasting it. Anyone?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be pretty much wasting it.
Because it wouldn't go beyond the payload, is what you mean.
Exactly.
Okay.
The payload would be the only surface it would propagate. So you would be wasting it pretty much.
So the Earth Shatter can climb up 2 meters, but it won't climb down 2 meters?
No, it only climbs up, yes. It like crawls up, but it won't crawl down. It has happened sometimes when in high ground positions. For example, if I am standing up there on high ground, or in any kind of semi-elevated position, if I Earth Shatter, I'm just gonna Earth Shatter the ground under my feet. It won't climb down. I think it would be too OP, because you could Earth Shatter people from above. Like hammers rain from above, and that would be too OP. I think we all have enough with just this raining from above.
Or slightly above ground, you mean?
Or, yeah. Sandra, with Sandra. Oh no, this is a continuous slope, so Earth Shatter goes through continuous slopes. You can Earth Shatter. See? It's a continuous slope. That won't stop it. Yep. Okay. A little bit on. Excuse me, CQ.
Oops.
Thank you. I was using you to farm a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a couple things about the enemy Reinhardt, because if you have a Reinhardt, there's a good chance the enemy team is also gonna have one. Sub?
Yep.
Where are you?
Here.
Why are you Dr.
switch.
Smith's tiny sister? Come.
I didn't know you needed me as Ren again. I'll come
Yes.
back. Test dummies coming
Okay.
back.
So,
Oh,
don't-
sorry. I didn't
alright, a wild Reinhardt appeared. So, let's assume the enemy team has a Reinhardt, which is kind of the usual case when you are playing Reinhardt yourself. Earth Shatter will be stopped by your shield. So, what do you do if you want to Earth Shatter the enemy team, but their Reinhardt is shielding in front? You can try and bait the Earth Shatter. Because if you have Shatter, there's a good chance the enemy Reinhardt has it too. Because we are assuming that you and the enemy Reinhardt have been using Fire Strike constantly, basically off cooldown. So first things first, how to know if the enemy Reinhardt has Earth Shatter? If you have it, he has it, unless you just saw him use it.